Some balance changes are soon to come in game, and today we're going to go over every single one of them and show you one of the strongest armies that gets improved from this mass hybrid. So here is the shorthand of the balance changes on the left side of the screen there. Don't worry, I'm going to give you the detailed looks at it whilst we talk about the mass hybrid, but let me know your favorite parts down below. The ones that stick out for me is minor, getting both hit points and DPS, the hero healing, which will make queen charges, queen charges nice, but warden charges even better than before. I actually think they're going to be a top 2 army in the game now. And then super bowlers and throwers, and particularly super hogs, all really intrigue me. I wonder if those are going to see more usage in the game. Before we get into the live attacks, I do need to mention that these changes will not come in game before June 30. Supercell have said that. We have no idea when after it will be, but I can guarantee you this, it will not be within the next week. Before we talk about each of the changes in depth, I'll tell you guys all the change in stats. I'll tell you why I'm big on miners. So have a look at this. I do the ice block spell while the miners are underground. They come up and they're still fighting, but you can notice, look at how little damage they're taking. And as soon as the ice block wears off, they start taking damage insanely quickly. That means the ice block spell is working on the miners whilst they're above ground, even though they're still attacking, which is a really unique mechanic that will make both miners and super miners kind of nice if you can time the spell right, and this is not easy. Alright, whilst this attack goes on, I'll try and go through all of the balance changes. It's worth noting, by the way, this attack here isn't with the new balance changes. They will be coming out in a future maintenance that Supercell does. We don't have a date for it yet, but when they come out, it's going to be heaps of fun. So just showing you how strong this army is before the miner even gets buffed. Now, if you're wondering what the buff to the miner is, it's going to be 150 HP and 15 damage per second at max level. Most of these balance changes today, by the way, are for Town Hall 15, 16, and 17. All the troop changes are obviously buffs, and the defenses are nerfs. So Scattershot, DPS is getting nerfed. The splash damage in particular is getting nerfed. So it's not just the raw damage it does, but the amount of splash. Walls are getting nerfed, which a good change in my opinion. It makes Root Riders and Dragons less valuable, but not nerfed by enough that people are like, well, I'm going to wait for my Titan to beat through the wall. By the way, look at this. We're going to go straight across the center of the base here. This army's insane. That's what I'm using on my Warden, by the way, for this exact reason here. It's just so nice when you go through insanely high DPS areas of the base. Now let's get to the troops. Dragon Riders are getting extra 300 hit points at max level, which is kind of insane. So Dragon Riders, I know Royal Champion Charge Mass Dragon Riders is popular, so definitely would recommend that. By the way, make sure you watch out for my second ice block spell here. It's going to be really nice because the miners are going to take down the Rage Tower building and the Expo. Throwers are getting a DPS buff and a hit point buff, 300 hit points at max, 10 DPS at max. They are going to be nice. Healers, an extra 4 hero healing at max, but also an extra 7 hero healing at Town Hall 16 level and an extra 3 at the Town Hall 15 level. So that's going to be nice across a lot of Town Halls. Super miners are getting huge buffs. A lot of hit points. Let me try and figure this out. Sorry. 300 hit points and then more damage at each level. Super bowlers are getting a DPS and a hit point buff. Super hogs are getting a 200 hit point buff. That's going to be nice. And then the super wizards and the super minions are getting buffed, but I'm going to be honest, no one uses them, and that you should never use them at the max level. Now, do I believe that these troops that are getting buffed are going to be the meta? No, I still think Root Riders and Dragons are going to be it, because one thing that I don't know if Supercell has realized this is that when the hit rate is super high, the best troops are just the most consistent ones, right? For instance, this mass hybrid army can probably overkill bases better than a Root Rider army can overkill, but the Root Riders are so consistent, they're going to do the exact same thing every battle. Their AI is really solid as well. They just do the exact same thing, so it's really easy as an attacker to just get consistent results with it. Whereas with miners and hogs, because they're so squishy, yes, some of the time they can be amazing, but they can also mess up. By the way, you're going to notice in the last attack, I used the king and queen and siege barracks to funnel the mass hybrid. In this attack, I'm actually going to do it into a Sui. I'm trying to show you that there's multiple different ways to use this army, and that is one thing I do like about it. You can go from the Royal Champion Charge into a Sui, and then the miners and hogs on the outside, or you can do the miners and hogs on the inside and the Sui on the outside. I'm going to deploy the siege barracks all the way up here, so it's setting a really deep funnel for the hybrid. King and queen go in and get the town hall. That's why I did it like this. When the town hall's in the very center, it would have been almost impossible to path my hybrid there, but the heroes with the earthquake boots, it definitely is possible. So we've got all the hybrid troops on the top side here. So that's what I was kind of saying. Throwers are a great example of it. Throwers are actually really powerful. They are a really good troop. It's just, you know, you stay out of range of so much DPS with the long range troop. But why would you use throwers if you can use dragons or root riders? And that's like, I know a lot of you use it, so I'm not going to ask for that those troops to get nerfed, because I know it would upset a lot of people, and I can understand why. But that's just that's the annoying thing about balance changes like this. I think they could keep buffing these troops ridiculously, and it would take a lot for people to stop using the root riders and the dragons, because simple to use, and yeah, remarkable consistency. Yet again, we overkill another base here, but I'd be less likely to overkill a base with root riders, but more likely to triple, and 3-starring is what's most important at the end of the day, right? It doesn't matter how much you 3-star a base by, you need the consistency. I reset in the low 5800s, so I'm not at the top of Legends League. I mean, I should be high enough that people don't have fire spitters like that. Like, that is one of the more useless fire spitters you've ever seen. But they do have the new hook defense. Now, all of these new defenses should be super low level. That Royal Champion charging them is a really good idea. Just don't be too slow, otherwise it's going to hook you in. Funny, coming from me, whose name is literally Hooked to Clash. Royal Champion charge. Reasonably well timed there. And look at this. Yeah, look at how quickly they go down, because they just have no hit points at these low levels. Alright. We got one more invis. I believe the fox should live. Oh boy, that was close. I'm not even going to take it close on this one. I know I can get this down. Better to be safe than sorry. Alright, beautiful. Now, do I want to send my miners through the base or the heroes? I think I'm going to send the miners through the base. The pathing is pretty good. That was weird. The expo shot for like 1 second. I'm going to save my siege barracks for the... No, I'm not. Let's do a mass hero push. I forgot I've got these little debt collectors. Help out. Help out. Alright. I'm just going to heal first. My troops really aren't taking that much damage. Where's my king? Okay, there he is. I don't want to pop his ability yet. These debt collectors better not pull my warden. I guess we'll do that. Alright. Healing tome. I will need the heal spell as well. I don't know. Did I get these miners? Yeah, I did. Look at that. I got them. They're taking like no damage. My queen is somewhere. Oh, I was too quick on it. I was too quick on it. I'm not perfect with the timing of this ice block spell yet, because the miners, some of the time they go underground really quickly, some of the time they go underground really slowly. Doesn't matter. I mean, look at this. Imagine this army with an extra, it will be about 4,000 hit points. 27 miners, 150 hit points each. Yeah, that's what? 4,050 hit points extra. And also the extra DPS, so 405 extra DPS. I mean, this army, will it be broken? Probably not. There's just going to be so many attack strategies in the game that are going to be strong, though. Like, defense will be even harder than before, because what, you're not just defending root riders now, you're defending a bit of everything. Oh boy, another base without the crafted defense. Well, feels a sad way to end this video, but we will. I want you guys to let me know down below your thoughts on the balance changes, right? because I like them, because obviously I want a balanced meta. I don't think the meta's very balanced at the moment. Now, this isn't going to make the 3-star rate lower, if that's what your definition of balance is. For me, a balanced meta is just how many different strategies 3-star? Like, is it just all 2 and none of the other ones are nearly as effective? I don't know why I'm Royal Champion charging into the Giga Bomb here. That's an insane decision. That makes absolutely no sense. Yeah, sick value, bro. Sick value. I think we have to Sui it. Don't really have a choice. This is a mega spam. I'm so curious to see if this works now. The Warden's got to follow anything. Are you serious, Warden? Did you see all those troops get one shot? Urgh! This is the other thing that's going to infuriate me about this army. This army is so dependent on the Warden following. And don't get me wrong. Maybe we needed those changes to the Eternal Tome because the Eternal Tome was too strong. But the Warden AI is nowhere near good enough to deal with this change. What is he doing? Do you see all of these hogs over here? And he's following a giant. Oh, the giant is so bad for stuff like this. It's too much troop space. And you see right here, this is the exact thing I'm talking about. This army will overkill bases stronger than anything, but Root Riders would never 1-star this. The Warden behaves really well around Root Riders. He does not behave well at all around this army. And I can't believe I 1-starred, and I'm going to leave it in the video. Was this a terrible attack? Yeah, the Royal Champion charge sucked. But you can't tell me the Warden would do this with Root Riders. He just loves following this giant. Honestly, the biggest buff to the action figure would be making the giant have less space, because I am sick of my Warden following the giant and the mirror clones, because they are so much troop space, and I've seen pros complain about it as well. But there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Balance change is coming. Let me know your thoughts.